Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Myself, Dr. R. Kavita, Assistant Professor cum Assistant Librarian, Department of Library and Information Science, Mother Teresa Women's University, Kodaikanal, would like to convey my hearty thanks to the course director, Maya's Research and Private Limited, and the course coordinators, and my technical teacher, Dr. S. Aravind, librarian and head, GTN Arts College, Dindukal, and Mrs. S. Subba, librarian, Navarasam Arts and Science College, Erode, for providing me this wonderful opportunity. Here, I would like to share some views on MOOCs for e-learning. A massive open online course in acronym MOOC is a free web-based distance learning program that is designed for the participation of large number of geographically dispersed students. A MOOC may be patterned on a college or university course or may be less structured. Although MOOCs do not offer academic credits, they provide education that may enable certification, employment, or further studies. They base themselves on the principles of open education, and their main goals are to allow new forms of teaching and learning with the support of technologies. MOOCs are usually courses with no formal pre-requirements. They charge no fees or either charge a very low one related to certification or accreditation procedures. MOOCs show small audio-visual clips as well as recommended text and allow the participation in debates through diverse social media tools or forums. Within the course, formative tests can be carried out, other kinds of evaluation, and even exams. The designation of MOOCs themselves explain most of what they signify. They are massive because they are made available for a very wide audience, which any eliminates geographical influence. They are open because they facilitate the democratization of knowledge and have no economical or any other restrictions. They are online because they use the internet, namely web, to be managed, distributed, and used. They are a course because they correspond to an adequate and clear planning with a clearly defined beginning and ending, with each participants interacting through the acquisition of new knowledge and or upgrading of previous knowledge as well as undergoing evaluation. So far we have seen a peep into MOOC. Further, we will discuss briefly. Let me talk about the history of MOOC. The term MOOC was coined in 2008 by Dave Cormier of the University of Prince Edward Island in response to a course called Connectivism and Connective Knowledge. In the year 2011, the Muscat Institute of Technology Open Courseware became the first large collection of MOOC resources made available by a university. In 2012, MIT and Harvard spearheaded the edX initiative for the promotion of MOOCs. In the year 2002, MIT OpenCourseware project formed. In the year 2008, the first MOOC presented at the University of Manitoba with 2,200 registrants. In the year 2008, Khan Academy starts. In the year 2010, Davis Cormier video about MOOC is added on YouTube. The first MOOC to be very successful was the course Artificial Intelligence by Sebastian Thrun and Peter Norvig from Stanford University in the fall of 2011. In this course, more than 160,000 people around the world signed up to learn jointly. The first time in the history that a course met so many students. In the year 2011, MOOCs for college skill helps freshmen to prepare for college requirements. In the year 2012, New York Times calls 2012, the year of MOOC. In the year 2013, CMOOCs and XMOOCs too numerous to accurate count. India has started various projects for offering MOOC courses. Currently, NPTEL, MOOCKit, IITBX and Swayam are the platforms used in India for offering courses. At present, during this lockdown period, the higher education institutions in India and as well as abroad are conducting exams, assignments, seminars, conferences and live workshops through online. The best academicians will be those who have fully digital literacy. A staff member with a digital fluency is considered to be one who has a high level of digital skills and experience in exploiting well a variety of digital devices. The other takes online learning as a method of learning and delivery that heavily relies on two-way exploitation of computers, networks, electronic platforms, and a host of mobile devices, including cameras, to facilitate learners and instructors to access various digital materials as well as to deliver worked assignments, tests, and exams to the courses instructors that can be automatically or manually assessed, that are offered by various individual institutions as well as group of institutions for various purposes. They are available as for profit or non-profit courses and they do not allow lead to award of qualification. What is important is that the common thread of open learning is the focus on the need of the learner as perceived by the learner. Distance education or distance learning is generally defined to be the education of learners who may or may not always be physically present at a designated learning center. The United States Distance Learning Association defines distance learning to be the acquisition of knowledge and skills through mediated information and instruction encompassing all technologies and other forms of learning at a distance. The massive open online course is an online phenomenon made possible by social networking, facilitation of acknowledged experts in a field of study, freely accessible online resources, and hundreds to thousands of registered students. A MOOC is a massive open online course facilitated wholly online and designated to support an unlimited number of enrollments. Course participants are likely to be distributed all over the world. Course contents is not locally in any one of the places, but found all over the web. The online classroom is one of many hubs where interaction occurs, which can also include MOOCs save time by preventing teachers from having to give the same or related lectures over and over again, each reaching only a limited audience. They give the best teacher access to more students, many who wouldn't otherwise have the educational opportunity. Students learn at their own pace and can jump from place to place. On the first level, students can get immediate feedback on assignments. On another hand, by mining data, teachers can find what work and implement improvements faster. Some of the major concerns regarding the implementation of MOOCs in India are the lack of technological infrastructure, investment, diversified population, quality of courses, adoption of MOOC among learners and their acceptance by the academic institutions. MOOC needs the high speed of internet connection for accessing the content delivered in their courses. In a developing country like India, internet and computers come under luxury and their availability is confined mainly to the urban areas. Limited availability of requisite infrastructure to access MOOCs has confined the extensive spread of MOOCs. India needs to work towards providing a better internet access for the country's population and provides worldwide connectivity. Offering the MOOC is a costly affair that includes the cost of infrastructure, platforms, content creation, human resources, and many more. In India, the institutions do not have many capitals to invest in such events, so it is not easy for an individual institution to offer such services. There is need of involvement from some authorities who can invest in the process to support the education. Even Indian government needs to liberalize conventional regulations and restrictions and encourage public private partnership for creating MOOC in this country. India is a widely diversified country having multicultural societies and different languages spoken. For acceptance of MOOC among the huge domain of audience, they need to agree upon a common language of speaking. English as this language accepted globally again throws away a considerable amount of audience who do not possess the knowledge or adequate fluency in English. So, a switch over to mostly English based courses as offered via current MOOC often discourages learners to continue their courses. The courses should also be offered in some regional languages, which may be a tedious task and prone to loss of uniformity and quality. Therefore, languages is one of the barriers for learning from Indian origin that need to be addressed by the MOOC providers in a more realistic way. Moreover, the challenges is to deliver the lecture, designing of the course material and the platform itself in a way that can be understood by all. Henceforth, the main motive should be to work in the direction which can minimize the existing differences among the learners. Generally, in MOOC courses, the communication between a teacher and a learner and among learners as well as in written form. It results in the lack of oral communication skills among the learners, and to improve this, they need to undergo a traditional program. Also, watching the course videos of other content on a computer screen can make the learner feel isolated. Due to this, motivation of learners fall, resulting in dropping out from the course. Moreover, the courses that require lab or hands-on training may not fulfill the purpose completely in online mode. Therefore, the challenges faced by MOOC could be adopted technology by learners. To create and deliver quality content in MOOC, quality of teachers and technical staff is required. India has huge vacancies of teachers not filled, compounded by infrastructure deficit and the absence of laboratories, as it may be possible that teachers are not technically sound to create courses content using these tools. Emerging initiatives internationally and nationally are working towards offering quality educational by providing their content as open resources, but some of them are constrained by the adoption policies of the country or organization. India should also need to leverage these initiatives as a readily available, economically viable source of quality content for adoption. Also, a national quality assessment framework to assess the quality and adoption of new approaches like credit transfer, MOOC, integrated courses, etc., should be adopted along with the teacher training, their performance related appraisal, and mid-term re-evaluation. Thus, a complete revamp is needed to meet the present demand and address the challenges that India is facing in offering MOOC courses. While talking about the benefit of MOOCs from a philosophical perspective, turning higher education into a public good by allowing anyone to enroll in the course, MOOC gives an opportunity to connect openly on a global scale with the global learners, the ability to experiment with the pedagogical methods on a vast scale. MOOC typically collect data on student behavior, which can be mined, included data on motivation, online interaction, team collaboration, and learning habits. Positive disruption at the higher education and high school level in terms of pedagogy can aid in the flipped classroom scenario. Education of MOOCs refers to the massive open online course that the researchers developed in educational technology for students, teachers, comprising of the step-by-step module starting from educational technology to program outcome. In the context of education and training, many researchers have defended that the future of learning lies within the learning content and learning objects. In parallel, others have defended that the context cannot be overlooked since these would only have values if used in learning environment. Teaching is about creating context where people can learn. Learning is to explore content. According to Simon, MOOCs can be divided into two types of distinct formats, CMOOCs and SMOOCs. The CMOOCs is centered on context and follow the connectivism approach with the courses based on networking, since its activities focus on the participation and on his relation with the other in the search for information and knowledge. The content of the course are shared among all participants and the teachers guide, lead and help the learning process. On the other hand, XMOOCs are extension of conventional online courses. They follow a behaviorist approach and they focus on context with a more rigid organization, somehow limiting creativity. All in all, while CMOOCs emphasize the connection between the several participants, giving priority to sharing of resources between all the participants, XMOOCs are based on the distribution of contents, usually through wide lessons, where the teachers assumes a more relevant role. With the growth of MOOCs in the educational universe, in particular in higher education institutions, other types have emerged, namely AMOOC, it means adaptive MOOC, MMOOC means mechanical MOOCs, and quasi MOOCs. There are many more types and subtypes of MOOCs, and it should be stressed that all the platforms and the types of MOOCs focus on contents or on context, on the number of participants, and on the communication strategy. Besides, special emphasis must be placed on the fact that each organization is free to create their own model of MOOC. For instance, in the case of IMOOC, IMOOC means from the university in Portugal. Several classifications were found in the scope of our literacy review. However, The main differences are placed on the role of the teachers and students in the course as well as about the way how learning is achieved. While talking about MOOCs in India and abroad, there are various notable institutions, both non-profit and commercial, that offer these courses worldwide with the help of MOOC providers. A few of these are NPTEL, Indian Institute of Technology and Indian Institute of Science, offer online courses through this platform which require no registration and free of cost. WizIQ, based on IIT Delhi, India, offered this course through this platform which requires registration and fee to study the course offered by them. Open to study based on Australian service provider for online course. Coursera based on America, USA service provider. EDX, the headquarters of this platform for online course is based on USA. Udemy, the headquarters of this platform for online course is based out as USA, and so on. While talking about the MOOC platform in India, we have to mention at first IGNOU. IGNOU stands for Indira Gandhi National Open University. Initially, the objective was to provide open sources in terms of repositories, libraries, educational media files, e-books, etc. These were made accessible for every day by anyone. Some of the efforts in this direction started as National Digital Repository of IGNOU. Sakshat provides e-content, Shishya for 11th and 12th standard by NCERT syllabus, and Vidya Vahini integrating information technology into the curriculum of rural schools by providing interactive training and developmental communication. Most of these initiatives started with establishing dedicated department to make education reachable to many learners as much as possible. Consortium for Education and Communication, that is CEC. Some of the common names in this path are Education and Research Network, ERNET, connecting various colleges and schools by providing network connectivity. EduSat, a satellite launched for education in India. Educational Knowledge Dissemination, Consortium for Educational Communication, use the power of television to act as means of educational knowledge dissemination. NPTEL stands for National Programming on Technology Enhanced Learning, is a project funded by MHRD, initiated in 2003. It is a joint initiative of 7 Indian Institutes of Technology and Indian Institute of Science for offering courses on engineering and science initially. Now, NPTEL has started online courses in computer science, electrical, mechanical and ocean engineering, management, humanities, music, etc. It offers free course with a nominal fee for certification. Anybody from anywhere can join their course. NPTEL uses the open source technology for offering courses. The courses are powered by Google's open source platform Course Builder that runs on App Engine and Compute Engine. Also, it offers course content mainly in video lectures prepared in a conventional classroom environment, while some may also use slides to share the content. MOOCkit is a lightweight MOOC management system building entirely using open source technologies by Indian Institute of Kanpur in the year 2014. It is a powerful system that can be used to offer online courses at any scale, from micro to massive. It is designed to offer CMOOC. It has been used in 15 courses with about 1 lakh registered learners. MOOCit standards is used to run a single course. It does not require local streaming of video, but YouTube videos can be used. MOOCit Enterprise is suitable to run a large number of online courses. Users are a part of a portal and will be able to enroll in the courses they are interested in. MOOCit Replicator is suitable for low bandwidth areas by allowing the content to be cached on the low server. The server will synchronize periodically for updates. MOOCit Personal or MobiMOOCit can run on the device with the low computation and low storage capability as of mobile devices. It does not provide a forum or social networking due to the device constraint. Information and Library Network, that is INFLIBNet in acronym. It is an autonomous inter-university center for connecting university libraries. Also, it has started several other programs. These are all the initiatives towards open education and education with the information technology. Still, MOOC was out of their reach. Moreover, the idea of online courses came into play and India started to work for this. In the year 2013, government launched EPG Pathshala, run especially for the postgraduate course, and it is managed by INFLIBNet of UGC. It is more of a repository of e-content and assessment than a MOOC. EPG Pathshala consists content according to the syllabus of university. IIT Bombay X is a non-profit MOOC platform developed by IIT Bombay using the open source platform OpenEDX in the year 2014. It was created with the funding from National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology, Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. Currently, it is offering 63 courses on different subjects from multiple disciplines. Next important platform is SWAYAM. It stands for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. It is a MOOC platform launched by the Ministry of MHRD, Government of India, to bind online and offline education together. It is started with an expectation of launching 2000 courses to make it the largest course catalog among all provided so far. For SWAYAM, an independent platform is developed. Learners across the country can get credit for MOOC courses offered on SWAYAM, and they can get their credits transferred and recognized at the parents' institution. That was not possible in conventional MOOC program. In a talk, Dr. Pathak mentioned that mostly the learner drop out from the course as they find the course either advanced or not suitable to help them in scoring good grade in the university exam. Therefore, SWAYAM is the right effort of credits using the course that will definitely encourage the learners to complete the course and get their certificate. For SWAYAM, a credit framework has been finalized that would allow the transfer of credits between institutions. An academic institution in India can offer up to 20% of the catalog in a particular program via SWAYAM. What are all the employment opportunities post online education, that is MOOC? The new world of online education provides inexpensive education of college level course in many fields of study. Generally, it is said that MOOCs are focused on providing education that will improve skills in specific field of study, mostly focused on technology, science and mathematics, although some of the online courses provide records of completion of the course, the online education concept is relatively new. It is found that students are ready for this new concept. However, many employers are still hesitant and skeptical about it. In conclusion, we can say that MOOC platforms are being used globally for offering online courses, and India is no exemption. There are various MOOC platforms that are being used in India for offering the courses such as NPTEL, MOOCIT, IITBX and SWAYAM and so on. Except the NPTEL, these are the new platform having the history of hardly 4 to 5 years, while SWAYAM is launched very recently. Therefore, to set up a ground for understanding, including theoretical as well as technical aspects, a discussion is provided about each of these platforms with their features. Also, while using this platform, it is needed to understand their current state, popularity among learners, use of social media for referring, searched, etc., and several other parameters or features. For the purpose of a comparative analysis is provided for these platforms using web analysis considering several parameters as mentioned. Furthermore, there are some issues that are faced while implementing MOOCs in India. These challenges are mentioned here. Some of these issues are already addressed by SWAYAM, which is the most recent platform. Thanks for joining with us.